Okay, now on to part 2, because I had to stop the camera because YouTube's limit, I believe, is like 10 minutes, something like that, and it was at 9 minutes 37 seconds, so I'm just going to do 2 parts. So, as I was saying, the battery, it doesn't, there's almost at the, like, let's see, 25% of the battery hanging out, it stops, and you have to just pull it out, so if the battery door accidentally opens, it won't slide out all the way. And this battery is a EN-EL9. It's 7.4 watts. I think it's watts, not volts. It says WH. I think it stands for watts. What else is it? Oh, on the side right here, as you see, this it's just like a little rubber thing, and then you put your nail under here, and then you just pop that out. And this one is a video out, and it comes with a video cable, so you can connect it to your TV or something like that. And here's a USB cable for connecting to a printer or your computer, because most SDHC cards don't read. With normal memory card readers, you have to get a special kind of one, a new one actually, that supports SDHC cards, but the one I have does not, so I have to use a USB cable. And on this lens, it does not come with a lens hood, but I did buy this thing called Camera Armor, and it comes with a rubber lens hood. But when using that rubber lens hood that comes with the Camera Armor, the internal flash, or the pop-up flash, does not reach, and you have a, like 25% of the bottom of part of your picture is blacked out. Oh, what's cool about the lens is there's like a little plaque here. Kinda looks a little fancy. On the nice ones, they're like actually like a little gold plaque that seems like it's screwed on, but I think it's just welded on. Now on to my flash. I have an SB600 flash, which I really like. It's way better than the pop-up flash, especially since this flash can go up all the way, and I'm not sure what the degree of angle is. I think it's like 180. I know it can turn 180 degrees this way and 180 degrees this way. And when you're also, actually no, it can go almost 360, so I think that's like, what, 280, something like that. So this one can go behind, see? It's behind because the back controls are right here. It can't do it when you're turning this way, but it can this way. And when you're in that way, you can also turn it up this way. Or if you're right here, you can turn it up right here. So pretty much, this flash is very versatile. And right here, if you flip this down, it changes it to a wide angle flash coverage, so it changes to 14 millimeters. So right now it's at 24. That's the lowest you can go when you don't have this little flap down. And then when you zoom in your lens, you can hear it changing because this is opening and closing. When you zoom out, it closes. When you zoom in, it opens. And then so if you flip this down, goes to 14, 24. So when you have that on, it's just meant for wide angle, like say you have a 14mm lens, you'd want to use that, so you get your full coverage of flash. Here's a test flash button to see if your flash is working. Has a really good recycle time. I'm not sure the exact recycle time on it, but you can take about 6 pictures before the flash you have to wait for the flash to become ready again. When it's ready, it will start, on the back it will start blinking ready, and then once it's done blinking, it will be solid, and it will be like a solid red, like LED. And if it's still blinking, you can still use it, but I just wait till it's fully done recycling and then start using it again, so you can get 6 to 8 pictures. I'm not sure what the exact picture amount is. Here's a hot shoe adapter thing for your speed light. So let's see here. This just goes on this part right here, and then see how it slides out pretty easy. So if you maybe had this like this, it would slide out. But you just hit this lock right here, and now it won't slide out, and you can do whatever you want with it. So I'm going to put one of the lenses on, show you what the whole thing looks like. And I just ordered, like 2 days ago from Walmart, I ordered the Targus sideways grip for it because Nikon does not sell one. So I ordered that. I think it was like $60, not that bad. I would rather buy that than the Nikon one. But one thing with that, with the Targus one, the sideways button or the sideways shutter release is infrared. So when you're shooting in portrait like this, like say this way, so this is going to be right here, you cannot go back to using this button without having to go into the menus and turn off the shutter, or like, because it pretty much acts as like a remote. So say you buy the remote shutter from Nikon, that battery grip works the same way as that remote shutter does. Pretty much almost the same thing, just it attaches and gives you 2 times the battery life than it would with just one battery. It also looks kind of cool because it extends it, and it gives you a better grip, because this grip is pretty small and I have small hands. So I wouldn't imagine to a grown-up or something like that with big hands, it would feel like to this they'd need a sideways grip or a battery grip, you can call it whatever you want. So this is what the Nikon D60 looks like with the SP600 speed light and the 55-200 f4, or it has an f-stop of 4.5 to 5.6, which, I mean, it's okay for only $250 flash, for only $250 lens. I think it was actually only 200. Might have been 250. I don't remember. Here's it extended all the way to 200 millimeters, and then back to 55. Right here, the 105, 85. Here's your focusing ring. Which is really cool about this lens is that, say you're using a polarizing filter, usually most lenses they actually turn this, like the actual lens turns, and that can really mess up how you want your polarizing, how much you want it to polarize, because sometimes you'll want more vertical lines than you do horizontal lines. But if the actual lens turns, then that's just going to totally mess that up, and you have to keep readjusting to every millimeter you go, and I think that's kind of frustrating. And that happened on my Sony. But now this little ring turns and it just changes the aperture inside. See right here. And so you can use a filter without having to readjust your filter every couple millimeters you turn it. I thought that was pretty interesting about this, or about the camera, or about the lens actually, not the camera. This is a DX lens, so it's this, because the Nikon D60 is a cropped sensor DSLR. The first camera that gets from the Nikon that is a full frame sensor camera is the D700, and then the D3 and the D3X. From there on down, they're crop sensors, which crop sensor is fine to me. I don't really care. Its images are still huge. I could still put them on my iMac, the 24-inch iMac, and even blow them up on large prints like 11 by 24 or 36 by 24. And it will fit fine, so it's perfect for me. I'm not doing huge format prints, so I mean it's something I need. And the DX lenses are meant for crop sensor cameras, so all my lenses are DX. I wouldn't buy an FX lens. I don't need an FX lens, but I mean most FX lenses will work with crop sensors, but I mean it's just not meant for it. I mean it works fine. You can't really tell a difference. Sorry about that, the memory card I was using ran out of space. I'm just using this 2 gig and it ran out of space, only recording 2 like 9-minute long videos. Anyways, what I was saying is, if you have an FX lens, you could probably use it with the D90, the D80, and now they have a new D5000, and that discontinued the D200, which I was pretty sad about because I wanted to buy D200, but now I guess I can't. But oh well, I'm probably just going to use D90, which is a really nice camera. But what I was saying is, all those cameras are crop sensors, so even if you were to get like the 70 to 200mm f2.8 lens, then you could still use it, probably not see that big of a difference. I mean, maybe you might see some slight changes if you're used to a full frame sensor, but I'm not, so I probably wouldn't. Anyways, that concludes my review of the Nikon D60 and the 55 to 200mm f4.5, or just f4 review. So that's it. Bye.